performance last night, Lamar is now the favorite to win his third MVP. The narrative, fair or not, is that Lamar's trophy case should be locked until he added a Super Bowl ring, since the team has looked subpar when it mattered most. The Ravens' offense in Lamar's 4 playoff games, well, not great. Bro, do you believe this season will end differently for your Ravens?
I do. Obviously, they're my Super Bowl pick. You guys know them. I got them beating the Packers in the Super Bowl. And I think it's up to them. I think they, last year, were the best team in the NFL. They looked like that throughout the regular season. And even looked like that against Houston in the playoffs, their first game in the playoffs. They destroyed the Texans. And then the mystique of Kansas City, they forgot their identity. They had a lot of penalties. They looked like an immature football team against Kansas City. And so I think a lot of their problems are fixable. First of all, the defense has to improve. The defense, we know they've always been great defensively, even with different defensive coordinators. So I thought they'd be able to handle a change in defensive coordinator. So far, not so good. They do have to improve that. But I think with their personnel and their culture of defense, I think they'll improve that. Special teams has been atrocious. There have been 2 onside kicks this whole season, every NFL game combined, that have been recovered by the kicking team, and they were both against the Ravens. All right, Dallas did it to them, and last night Tampa Bay. And then penalties. They're like 2nd or 3rd in the league in penalties, total penalties. Last night they had 9 for 85 yards. So they keep sticking themselves in the foot. It's self-inflicted wounds, and that is what they have to get rid of. We all know they have the great offense, and they have a great running game. The Chiefs are a great defensive team in all ways, but they might not run it against the Chiefs well initially, but they have to keep running it, even if they get down a score or 2. So, yeah, I think this is their year, but they got some things to work on.
Yeah, it's hard not to believe that things won't end differently. Or when you look at the Ravens and what they're doing right now, as the season stands, you got, and let's be honest, we're looking at the Chiefs. That's the team that they're chasing. That's the
yeah, they're the defending champs.
Exactly.
The dynasty.
So when I look at the Chiefs and where they are currently, and when they first matched up, obviously week 1, the Chiefs had everybody that they needed.
Were
healthier team, and they got the win, rightfully so. But you could argue that the Baltimore Ravens at that point in the season, week 1, hadn't really established who they wanted to be. We didn't know if we were going to see Lamar run 16 to 20 times a game or throw it more. Derrick Henry wasn't heavily involved. And the Chiefs, they did something to stop that. But the point that I'm making is when you look at where they are right now, it's hard to believe that this team, it won't end differently. Forget the playoffs, just from the eye test, it's like, man, aside from their defense giving up so many points, but then their offense can put up so many points, it's like it's a big hole to fill and avoid to fill, but you just believe with Derrick Henry in the backfield, with Lamar being unlocked to whatever level he's going to, this is a team that's going to be threatening the Chiefs and the Texans.
I don't think they're going to get to play the Chiefs, because I think they'll lose in the playoffs well before they play the Chiefs, because that's what they do. And I think Lamar can be the MVP. That's last year they were the 1 seed.
Right.
They had won 1 playoff game. I don't think because the Chiefs won that first game, I don't think they're going to catch the Chiefs in the standings.
Right.
So in order to beat the Chiefs, they're going to have to win 2 playoff games. I don't think they will.
Really?
I think there's so much weird math going on with this team, and this is where, if you weren't watching an hour ago, I said I'd be fine with Lamar winning MVP. He and Jared Goff, to me, are the 2 leading candidates right now. But now a quick reality check. First of all, everyone kills the Ravens for abandoning their identity. But nights like last night, when they abandon their identity and Derrick Henry has 4 carries through 2.5, 3 quarters, nobody cares because it's working.
I was like, what are they doing?
It was obvious.
Nobody's like, oh, these dumb Ravens. They're like, man, Lamar is the GOAT, bro. He is cooking. So it's a weird thing. That's the old, like, we get mad at them when they have that exact game plan, but it's not working. But when it is working, it's flowers forever. I saw a KW tweet, and I was like, I feel like sometimes I'm the only person who remembers anything. So,
Me?
yeah, Wilds tweeted this last night.
I have a spelling error.
Wilds tweeted,
Like,
Lamar's the two-time MVP playing better than ever. Josh Allen already won the AFCs, hasn't thrown an interception. Mahomes playing the worst football of his life. If Josh or Lamar can't make the Super Bowl this year, it literally will never happen. To which I will say, that is, take the Josh Allen part out of it. Let's just focus on the Lamar part. That is exactly the logic at the end of last season. When Mahomes was playing worse than he is now, the team was losing, Lamar was, he didn't play this well. Can we show Lamar's final regular season game last year? So 5 touchdowns, 330-plus yards, even better completion percentage, 158 passer rating. We have all seen this exact story.
I like Derrick Henry. The Derrick Henry Ravens.
Okay, the Derrick.
That's
listen,
the difference.
You're right, and we don't know how the Derrick Henry Ravens would look against Kansas. Damn.
That was week 1.
Okay,
yeah, they didn't know what they were.
Okay, so again, okay, that's fine. It's fine. We can throw it out. This is where I just have to be honest. We have to hold Lamar to the sports standard, which is it is not being a hater to say if you are a 100% failure rate in the postseason, we're not going to assume this is the year it changes. And it's not about like.
Well, 100. When you say 100%,
I'll show it to you right now.
He hasn't gotten to the Super Bowl.
No.
Right.
Every year of his career, his worst game of the season was in the playoffs. Every year of his career, the Ravens' worst offensive game of the year was in the playoffs. Every single year.
How did he play against Houston last year?
No, it doesn't mean he's never had a good playoff game.
Okay.
But every single game, if you were to say what was his worst game of the season, he's 4 for 4 in it being the playoff game. This other stat, which they have in Lamar's regular season career, go to the next one, Dust. Never held a lead. Twice out of 84 games. And 4 out of 6 in the playoffs. Both of those stats are unbelievable. The fact that it happens to him once every 3 years in the regular season is unbelievable, where you just trail the whole time. And the fact that it has happened every year he's been in the playoffs is also unbelievable. So
it's always like this until it isn't. It was like this for Peyton Manning until he got over the hump. He was 3-6 in the playoffs, had some terrible games.
You are absolutely correct about the Peyton Manning thing, and so I think that is a somewhat fair comp, even though I think Peyton had a perfect passer rating and I think a 5-touchdown playoff game against the Chiefs, and then before he won a Super Bowl, he had some better moments. But it's also why I think it is foolish to say, well, this will be the year. It's not about not having gotten to the Super Bowl. It is about Josh Allen's never gotten to the Super Bowl, but we have seen Josh Allen be awesome, start to finish in the playoffs. We have.
But you would still say it's silly to think this is the year for Josh Allen. I mean, that's what you said every year. People predicted that they would get to the Super Bowl.
I think picking against the Chiefs in the midst of the dynasty is a fool's errand, but take the Chiefs out of it. What I am saying is people are right now today saying it'll be different for Lamar this year when he is doing literally what we have seen him do before. We've seen this team be the 1 seed. We've seen this team have the best rushing offense. We've seen this team have the best scoring offense. We've seen him have an insane touchdown-interception ratio.
I don't think we've seen him throw it this well. I know we haven't seen him with a Derrick Henry in the back.
But can I ask a question? But you said we haven't seen him throw it this well. But I also think, if I'm not mistaken, the people who believe in the Ravens, it's because they think in the big games he won't be throwing it, right?
No, he's going to have to throw
They're going to stay true to their identity, which is.
Nick, he's going to throw the football, of course, in the playoffs. And he's doing it more efficiently and more effectively than ever. And they got 2 really good receivers, not great, but really good in Bateman and Flowers. 2 really good tight ends, the best running back of the generation. The offensive line has come together. Defense is a fair point. And, of course, it's a good bet to bet the Chiefs will beat them. Obviously, they've had their numbers.
I don't think they'll get there.
But you think, who else is beating them? Houston hasn't looked good. Buffalo hasn't really looked good.
I think the Ravens look better than everyone. I just don't think there is any correlation to regular season Ravens and playoff Ravens. And everyone that's fair. And everyone that just throws out he's never thrown it this well. His first year as a starter, he threw it pretty damn well, guys.
Pretty well, yeah. But not this well.
I don't know about that. Look at the touchdown-interception ratio. Look at the passer rating.
Yeah, the way he's going about it is completely different this year,
right. He's throwing for 50 more yards per game. His passer rating is higher.
The people think it's hating on Lamar to say
It is.
Okay, then it's hating
Look,
on
the
Joel
resume
Embiid.
is what it is.
Then it's Joel Embiid, or it's James Harden, or it's Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's not the level of player, but it's what we do to every athlete that consistently plays their worst in the biggest spots. And then with Lamar, every regular season, we are told it'll be different this time. Last year was the year. They had home field. They had the best defense, and the retconning of that game is they had him throw too much. And now they have Derrick Henry, so doesn't have to throw so much, but they're scarier than ever because he's such a great thrower. I don't buy it. So my answer is who?